In this video series, you will learn how to tune your Windows Vista computer. There are two stages that we need to go through in order to tune our computer. Step one is to do some routine maintenance. There are many things you can do that will help speed up your system without having to change any settings. And step two will change some of the parameters in our system to make things run smoother. So we'll go on to step one, routine maintenance. Now, there are four stages to our routine maintenance. First, we need to clean up any junk files that have been left around by programs that have been running. We need to remove any viruses that might be on our system. We need to remove spyware that might be on our system. And we need to do a disk defragmentation. We'll do all of these with free software. And then once we're done that, we should see a significant improvement. And then after that, we'll go on to the next step. So the first thing we're going to look at is file cleanup. Now, before we do anything at all, we should create a restore point. That way, if we happen to mess something up along the way, we can go back and reset our computer to the way it was before we started. So open up your control panel, go to System and Maintenance, then go to Backup and Restore Center. Then over here, you can create a restore point. So click on that. You'll see a window like this pop up. And all you want to do down here is create a restore point. So click Create. Give it a name. You can call it whatever you want. I'll call it before. And maybe the date. And then click Create. And it'll go ahead and it'll create a restore point for you. This is just in case we have a mistake. And then we can come back and do a system restore if we need to. Now, if you follow the directions that you're going to get in this video series, this is not likely to be an issue, but it's better safe than sorry. Once it's done, you'll get a screen that shows you that it's finished. Just click OK, and click OK, and your restore point is there. Now, the first program we're going to use to start maintaining our computer is called Glary Utilities. And you can find the link to that in your resources document. So once you're here, you can read about what it does here. It does quite a bit for you all on one program. And then just click and download it to your computer. Just click one of these sites here and download it. Now, I suggest you save it to your desktop and then install it. It is an exe file, so it'll execute as soon as you double click on it. Okay, so here we'll install it. Just pick the language here, click OK, and then go through the setup wizard, agree to the terms, and go ahead and read through the agreement. Click Next. Okay, if you don't want to install these toolbars, just uncheck those. Okay, and then you pick the spot where you want it to install, click Next, and Next again. Create a desktop icon, click Next, and install, and it'll go ahead and install it for you. Okay, and then we'll launch it. Here it is here. We'll just put a white background behind that so it's easier to see. Now, click Status should be the first thing you do. Do a check for updates. Make sure that you have the most recent version on here, and then go back to one-click maintenance. Okay, and then just take the defaults, your registry cleaner, your shortcut fixer, your startup manager, temporary files cleaner, and your spyware remover. You don't need to use a track eraser. What this does is it completely erases things off your computer, and you don't really need to go through that step at this point. If you were going to get rid of your hard drive or sell your computer, you might want to go use the track eraser to remove all traces from your hard disk. Okay, just click Scan for Issues and let it run. You'll notice that as it's going along, it points to where it is at the current time, and it'll point to each one as it gets to them. So we'll just let it run until it's done. Once it's all done scanning, you'll see that it tells you how many problems it found in each section, and then it says show details. So you can see what it's telling you here for each one. And then you can have a look at them, see what it's telling you here. And here it tells us found 239 megabytes of files that are temporary. So all we have to do now is click Repair Problems, and it cleans everything up for us. Okay, so that did a lot for us just by installing a program and using a couple of clicks. Now what you might want to do is just run this every week so that your issues don't build up. One thing we need to do is check for updates every once in a while, but do that every time you come in, check for the updates. Now there's some other things here. We have some modules, and we already ran through these. And then you have your Optimize and Improve. You have your Startup Manager, which already ran. We have Memory Optimizer. We have a Context Menu Manager and a Registry Defrag. Now what we should do is run the Registry Defrag. When the registry file starts getting defragmented, what will happen is your boot time will slow down, so it'll take longer for your computer to boot. So we should run this part. And what you have to do now is you have to close down all programs that you have running, including your antivirus programs, and then run it. This is something you should do. Close everything down and then run this. Okay, and then if we continue here, we just briefly touched on this before: track, eraser, file shredder, and file undelete. This allows you to actually secure your computer better if you're going to sell it, or you just want to get rid of your files. Here's where you can do that. Files and folders. Okay, you have a disk analysis that'll just show you the space used by your files and your folders. You have a duplicate files finder, which will find any files that are the same on your disk, and then you can decide if you want to get rid of one of them. Empty folders finder. This, just like it says, allows you to find empty folders and delete those, get them out of the way. And a file splitter and joiner. You can split large files into smaller files if you want, and then rejoin them if you need to rejoin them. This can be handy if you have large files that you want to upload or something. You could upload them in smaller files and then tell people to download this part, and then they can put the files back together. And then we have system tools. Nothing you really need to do here. Okay, so that's really all we need to do with this program. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to go and get a couple of programs that will actually help us manage our viruses and our spywares better. And again, these are free programs. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and download a free program that will look after our day-to-day virus and spyware needs. After that, I'm going to show you where to get an anti-spyware program that will remove absolutely every spyware that is out there, not just the easier ones that most programs will. So let's go on to the antivirus software first.